I don't mind.
Bong bong.
Bong bong.
What's up?
Flawless intro. Welcome one and all. This is the Bodycast, the official podcast for the subreddit r/rap battles. Man, what a show today. Today we're going to do live coverage of before the draft for Premier Battles. And
Crazy stuff.
It's huge. My name, as per usual, is always copacetic, and with me,
Pathogenic.
Bong Bong, and a special guest today, friend of the show,
Crow. What's up? How you doing? Indeed.
Do you fuck with the Crow?
What do you mean? Like,
Are you
I thought there was going to be more. I thought there was going to be more to that sentence. you mean the Crow, as in the gothic superhero?
The show.
I mean, who doesn't fuck with that? Let's be real. That's not what I'm named after, but it is. Okay. But it is certainly something that everyone should fuck with.
Yeah, I was on that show. Actually, little known Bodycast history fact is that the Crow, the TV series with who's the Iron Chef guy? Oh fuck, forget it now.
Bobby Flay.
Is he the Iron Chef guy? No, the host.
I don't remember.
This is killing me. Anyways, he's like an action star, and he was the Crow in the TV series. Really nice
okay.
Guy. And yeah, so yeah, there's some totally relevant history. Anyways, perfect intro. r/rap battles is, of course, the largest online forum for the international culture of battle rap. You can find us on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, and the official Discord server in the links below. It's the only place for fans to go for battle rap news from around the globe.
Damn.
Get hype when I say that. We have an international episode today. It is quite international.
Yes.
Many nations.
That's true, actually. Fucking hell, 3 of us.
Yeah. Right, for real. We're all so wildly different.
Yeah.
Thanks. So again, this is the thing about this show. If you're watching the Bodycast live or at home after, it's totally a good way to do it. Then you know that this show is for the international audiences, for people who appreciate the culture at an international level, the whole globe. You love the art of battle rap. That is your shit. And that's why we have these high quality guests and hosts, et cetera, et cetera.
Esteemed guests.
And there's one thing to bring all of those people together.
It's true. We have one thing to do that. We do have a thing to do that. So don't you wish sometimes that you had a thing to do to bring people together? We have that. Sorry, Pat. Go ahead.
No worries. I was just going to say I came up with one for today.
I totally forgot.
No worries. It's A-Ward, Geechee Gotti, Murder Mook. All you have to do to get the views to appear is mention those names and say salute to the world for the community cheers.
Community cheers. We'll get the views to appear. Cheers, you there. Right. I should have warned you. We were going to cheers. It's very true.
I'm glad I had some liquid on deck. That's all I'm saying.
Always. This is all the top tier guys know. You got to stay hydrated, But yes, that's very true. All of the videos that we've released with the name A-Ward in the title done really well.
Yeah.
Done really well.
Funny.
The guy's fired.
It's working. He had quite a week, and I'm sure, as most people know, A-Ward versus BK was canceled. Oh. And as much as we want to get into American battle rap, because there were some happenings this year, RBE's closure event happened last weekend, also the Traffic 5. There's a bunch of stuff that happened. But today is really about the United Kingdom of battle rap.
Correct.
Indeed.
And that's why we have you here, Crow. So glad to have you. If people who don't know, Crow is a prolific battle rapper in the United Kingdom. You're from London.
I live like nearish London, but I live like nearer Oxford, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Oxford, London. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And battles in the Premier Battles League and the Don't Flop League. All the
Indeed.
leagues. Just out there having fun, making memories, and
exactly.
And
Thank
Crow
you.
is not just an esteemed battler, but an esteemed musician. Period, as well. My guy
Hence
does.
the delightful guitars on the back there.
Not just ornamental.
No.
Yes.
Fabulous. He's got quite the
Thanks very
voice
much.
on him.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I've featured on a bunch of people's tracks, and also obviously I released my own solo stuff and all the business. That's my favorite stuff, to be honest.
Singing battle rap. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do 3 different songs, 3 rounds. Let's go. That'd be fire.
Are you literally gonna try and surprise me with this shit? I ain't warmed up, my guy.
Yo, we could do a freestyle. You know how we do. We could also do it for real. If there was a fuck around league that wanted to see that would be a lot of fun.
If there was a fuck around league.
If only there was one. If only there was some league that doesn't take themselves seriously. If only there was some league. Just one. Yikes. Yo, the show is going to be great. The show is going to be... When we eventually get around to talking about battle rap and the battle rappers, the show's going to be fucking...
I have a feeling we're going to spend a whole hour introducing the show, and then we're going to cut it.
The best intro. Like, that's what literally top tier. So let's talk about a bunch of different things.
Okay.
First of all, fighting talk. Let's do that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be real.
Okay.
The talk is about fighting. Fighting is about what we were talking about. Don't Flop, their first ever 2-day event, first ever since the last time they did it.
Yeah, I think it's been like 6 years or something.
Right? A long ass time. And they're back, and a great title match. Like Quill versus Don't Flop Quill versus Crafty is like, oh man, this is a top tier UK talent title match.
Shit was crazy. Honestly, I don't even know if it'll ever portray on video how fucking crazy it was in the room, because it was just the atmosphere was really, really lit in there, and like the intensity, especially because Kraft had some incredible bars, and he really, really like that would have beat a lot of people what he did. And to be honest, even going into the third, I still didn't even really know who was taking it. And the one thing that I think swung it for Quill was he just had the most intense like third round. It was almost like I couldn't even think about the bars he was doing, because his performance was just so nuts that it was like everyone was like on the edge of their seats. It was crazy. Even was saying like he felt like he might get jumped by Quill in the middle of the fucking battle, because it was so, his delivery was just, you couldn't take your eyes off him. It was crazy.
Amazing. Yeah,
it was really good.
He has that X factor, I gotta say. He's Quill
100%.
People, it's like this guy he gets it, he feels it. Much like I assume, I don't know, I wasn't in the building, but like Archaic when he comes back versus
Moke. Yeah. I was in for that as well, and it was palpable, like the excitement in the room. Oh yeah, Path, you were there too, so it was just like everyone was just ready for a bomb to go off. You know what I mean? It was sick.
Amazing. And the rest of the card, it's a lot of names that people aren't familiar with if they're following UK Battle Rap. Maybe they're following Premier or something, but some names.
There was some really good. I mean, it was really good in general. The whole of day one was sick. To be honest, rather than going, I mean, I don't know if you want me to go through every one, but like the standout ones from, the standout ones were like, I would say, Sean Cray versus Coopar was really funny. Like really, it felt such a classic. Almost like a throwback battle, but it was just like they're both large dudes, you know what I mean? So it's like two big guys like having an argument in a pub, but like it was super funny. Like Sean Cray has hammered out this delivery that just feels so natural now, where it doesn't even really feel like he's rapping, even though it rhymes nice. Like
Right.
it really feels like he's just a dude like taking the piss out of someone, and it just happens to rhyme.
Yeah, I think I saw him first versus Danny Jack, and I was like, oh, this guy's like, this is
yeah. Good. And he's really stepped it up since then too. I would say that this performance like smokes that performance, and I really think I left that battle thinking like, I would really love to see him versus O'Shea. Like, I think that would be such a good match. And I mean, you know, I would definitely be up for that shit.
Very fire.
The title,
I love that.
Was,
it was sort of Bowski, you know, sort of like O'Shea type of like just common man. I'm gonna fucking talk you down.
Yeah, for sure.
That was it.
It's just like a dude taking the piss, but it was just like, it was really good. And the other thing was that you don't necessarily get in the room, but they both kind of freestyled a little bit about, because they both showed up with a gang of dudes. Like each one brought like 10 guys with them on a fucking tour bus or whatever. So it felt like two firms like having a go at each other as well. And they kind of freed about each other. Like they threw shots at each other's like team, and everyone was just up for it. It was just, it was really fun, man. It was really fun. So yeah, that one stood out as a really good one. Like ScoMo versus Bowski was actually really good too. ScoMo just put in so much energy into it, and Bowski, he was just like, was that on day one? Now I'm getting confused, but in any case, and Bowski brought like a really like top-notch Bowski performance. He was funny as fuck.
Sick. Amazing.
So that was really good.
I remember thinking like when Bowski battled Matter, I was like, oh, you know what? This is Bowski watching somebody do his style like perfectly. Like, and
for sure.
Like, I really like to see that style. I really like to see it executed well. So good for him.
Yeah, for sure. So that one was really good. What else do we have on the first day? So obviously Zayn Azrai couldn't make it from Malaysia or whatever. So Reverse got up and spat one of his rounds. And it was really good. I mean, I already knew his material, so I knew it was going to be crazy. I actually also know Zayn's material, so I know that it was going to be a fire battle, but hopefully they can reorganize it, because I haven't shared nothing from either of them, and like, man, it would be so good if it actually happened. So,
I've been hearing a lot of good things about Reverse.
He's really good, man. I think he can really, do something special next year. If people stop pulling out of battles from him, he's got a really great mindset for this.
Cool, very cool.
Oh man, bro, his material that he had written for this, and yo, when he sends his bars, it's the funniest thing, because he literally sends them like one line at a time to you in Messenger, so you kind of read it like as if he's saying it, kind of thing. It's funny as fuck. It's so weird. That guy's he's a crazy motherfucker.
Fuck your life.
Yeah.
You hear that rummaging around through Alberta.
Yeah, he's got some of the. He's one of these guys. Like he's a character that's larger than Battlerap. So I think like, regardless of like, even if you fuck with his bars, you can't help but fuck with the guy's vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I've just got the list up of what happened, so I can tell you more easily. Gas Buff versus Free Will, banged, so good. But both of them were really fucking funny. Gast had his second round was like kind of personal, but not like me. You know, it was mean in the way Battlerap should be. But it was just so funny the way he flipped it. And Will had a really funny thing about him having an American wife and all this shit. It was like he did that classic thing. Like he started out his round with like do you remember that one kid at school? And then you knew exactly what was coming. And it was really good. Like he had this big punch where he basically said like, oh, I do have a wife, she just goes to another country, like that shit. That shit, it popped, man. It really popped. So that was great. Sean Cray versus Kubar was great. ScoMo, that was great. Reverse's round. Lefty versus Joe Bingham didn't happen, and then the title match. So that was all the first day. Second day, I missed quite a few of them because I was like going over my bars like crazy, because obviously I battled Matter that day. But I heard good things about the tongue twister Raptor battle. I'd heard tongue twisters bars, and it's probably the best stuff I've ever heard from him, to be honest. And yeah, so apparently that was really good. And tongue twister took that because I think Raptor had a little stumble and stuff. And
You're
then
talking about Raptor?
Yeah, Raptor, but apparently it is pronounced Raptor, I think.
Because they're Irish?
Yeah, I guess. But he's great. Like when I saw him,
Sorry.
yeah. When I saw him battle Red Wolf, I thought, yeah, this guy's really fire. And I know he would have brought it, but I think he just had like a little bit of he did a flip basically, and then like lost his place kind of thing. You know, that classic.
Dangerous flips.
So yeah, a Wavy John versus Jay Franklin was really funny. Both those guys, I think they've got like this thing like Jay Franklin, he's a really good rhymer and he flows real nice, but he doesn't necessarily like he'll sort of throw jabs a lot rather than having any haymakers. Whereas like Wavy John isn't as good of a rhymer and he kind of takes longer to get there, but when it hits, it really hits. You know what I mean? So I think if they could fuse what they're doing, they'd be a crazy battler, you know? But it was really fun. It was a fun back and forth. And the Canal
versus the crowd like? Sorry, just curious. Like, what's the atmosphere? Everybody claps.
So yeah, I would say that like definitely. Multing now, so I would say definitely like especially in Brighton, man, the crowd is really up for it. Like I would say more so than in a lot of places. They just want to have, a lot of them are cash fans as well. They don't really necessarily even watch loads of battle rap, so they're there for the experience. So you get loads of people really, really laughing, really like, you know, like really like when I was battling Matter, for example, like they were popping at setups all the way through it pretty much. You know what I mean? Like it gives it such a nice pace, you know what I mean? And it, you know, so I really enjoyed that. Like, cause I think other than that, I think that's the only other battle that I saw was my own. And it was so fire. Like Matter was funny as fuck.
Man, you're facing one of like the UK goats here, and in my opinion, you know,
for real. And someone who like way before I'd even considered battling, like I'd watched a fuck ton of his battles. You know what I mean? And he was really, really funny. Like he had me cracking up, or you know, doing my best not to. You know what I mean? Sure. And he had a really, really funny angle in his second where he was talking about how like because my dad was like military, so he did this whole thing about me being an Air Force kid and shit, and it was super good. Dope. But yeah, like you know, when we finished the battle, because I was getting huge reactions and all that kind of stuff. When we finished the battle, he came up and he was like, "Oh, I think you took that," and I was like, "Let's fucking go!" You know, like to have him say that shit, you know, was really cool because I really loved what he did as well. Yeah, so I really look forward to you guys seeing that battle because it was lit. It was really lit.
Amazing. So Don't Flop, is that sort of like it's like alive and well? Would you say?
Yeah, so I think it's, you know, it's always like fighting for ground and coming good. But I think now that they've got more of a team in place, so you've got like, you know, Gas Buffs doing the edits and stuff like that.
Okay.
The upload schedule, which has been one of the biggest drags, you know, for the past couple of years, like not having a regular schedule is kind of like aligning better. So I think that will, especially with, you know, there was a lot of crossover battlers on this that are normally more prem battlers and stuff. So I think it's maybe becoming more of an attractive place for battlers to go because they know they're going to get their content out there and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And yeah, like, you know, I think with like this, you know, the birthday events, because that even it was called Fighting Talk, that was a birthday event, and April Fool's going well and stuff like that. I think the key, like the marquee events are starting to pop more and more, which is really nice to see, to be honest, because you know, it has got its own vibe, you know what I mean?
Right. And it's sort of like you guys are released from all the restrictions and stuff now. We can get some momentum going, hopefully.
Exactly. And hopefully, you know, you'll see like more international battlers popping on it, like, you know, ones that fit and stuff. And, you know, I think like it's important for the leagues over here to have their own USP and their own like unique character. And I think that there is that, you know, Prem's very, very different than Don't Flop and stuff like that. And it gives people a reason to go on more than one of them, because then, you know, it's not just like, oh, this same battle's taking place over here or whatever, you know?
Right. Different vibe. Competition's
Exactly.
good.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you know, I definitely battle a lot more of the like clowny kind of guys on Don't Flop. So, you know, I've battled Pamphlet, Bowski, and Matter over there.
Right.
And like, I wouldn't probably do those battles on Prem, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's
Those
more
are fun
bar.
battles.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like more silly, like, you know, I'm gonna have a laugh with it kind of thing.
I love that. Love that vibe.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Don't Flop wrapped up. Sorry, Pat, did you have any more questions about Fighting Talk?
Nope.
Right.
Nope.
Oh yeah, one little side note. Because of some sort of dodgy shit with the like the way that like where we were staying went down, like they needed passports and stuff, and me and Matter didn't have our passports on us. Me and Matter ended up having to share a fucking hotel room in the the night before, and man, like it was it was like a buddy comedy kind of thing.
Right? You sleep talk a bunch of fake personals, just like
Bro, he definitely sleepwalked, and he like sleep laughs and snores and shit. It was I almost added some shit into the rounds about it, but I didn't want to fuck up my memory with it, so I allowed it. But I thought of some shit in the morning, and I was like, oh fuck, this could work. But you know, I didn't need it in the end, so that's cool.
That's
good
hilarious.
battle. We're looking forward to that one. Shout out to
Red Wolf.
my guy.
What up, Red Wolf?
Bong Bong. We're here. Let's do it. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. I think that's all we got for the rest of the episode too.
Nah, we got to talk about the draft, right? We're talking about Prem draft, surely.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I meant. Sorry.
That's like kind of a huge thing over here right now, you know?
Do we want to segue into that by talking about Crow and Terminal?
Oh yeah, fuck. You're right. That dropped
today.
today.
I thought we would leave that to the end when we do Battle of the Week.
We could do that too.
Ooh, cheeky.
Right.
That's a good call too.
Okay. Well, let's do it. Premier Battles. Okay, so for people who don't know what the hell we're talking about, Premier Battles is bringing back to Battlerap teams, Battlerap teams.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And the season that they did 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago.
I think it was 4, yeah.
I think it was that was the last time that Osh battled before April.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Amazing success. It felt like there were a couple things that didn't go well, and it wasn't able to continue. But boy, the excitement and the passion that it generated when people knew that they had their favorite battler was on a team, and they could buy team merch and sing the team songs, go to the events, was like, from an outside observer's perspective, it looked insane. It looked like you guys were just having so much fun, and it was like, this is Battlerap at its peak.
Yeah, it was wild, and plus like so different to what anyone else was doing, had done, kind of thing. So it had that real vibe about cool. Like, oh shit, this could be something new,
Yeah. And then for various reasons, it could not continue. I think there was a large part of that was the fact that the scene was going through a lot of difficult things, and
100%, and
leaks coming and going, et cetera.
And then COVID too.
COVID, but also just prior to that as well, you had the whole thing where, Prem kind of got like robbed by a bunch of URL battlers and shit,
Right.
So that really affected like the momentum of everything, because, they'd been building up these bigger and bigger events, started to have like a pot of money that they could use to really make shit happen. And then they kind of got fleeced for it, which really, really fucked things up for a bit,
It's devastating.
Yeah.
Really.
Be that as it may, the fans have spoken, the battlers have spoken, popular support, we're back. We're doing teams, and Could do it better. Could do it better. I'm sorry, dude. I just got a dog last week, and so he's new to the podcast. He's new to the podcast.
Ah, nice. I've actually got my cat just chilling here. So
okay, cool. So
this is it's a pet friendly show, you know.
Yeah, I got my dog. Oh, well, he was by him. He's gone now. I don't know where he is.
He's great. Also for the show, I find that we get a lot more viewers when your dog shows up. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, they're gonna be back better than ever, I imagine. Learning from mistakes of the past, maybe looking at KOTD's season and seeing if there was anything to learn from that as well. Seasons of Battle Rap, it's a really fucking cool concept.
And I also think that comparatively from the last teams to this teams, there's a lot more interest from battlers as well that saw what the teams was like previously and want to be a part of the teams now. And even, battlers that didn't necessarily want to take part in it last time are like, yeah, no, it's cool. Let's do it. Right. Like, it's really cool to see for team captains having Osh, Gemini, Shoddy, Briggs. Like, what a great list.
Yeah, wild.
Those names alone.
And the fact as well that they've added in that second kind of level to it where you've got divisions. So there's the chance of relegation going up in the league and
Huge.
It opens up a lot of doors for how interesting it can get, really,
100%.
I feel like we're in one of the most competitive times in UK battle rap as well. That there's been people really, really give a fuck about being the best and showing that they're the number one from their crop or whatever, which is it's fire. It makes everyone sort of step their game up. So it's the right time really to make this kind of thing happen because people are in that competitive spirit,
Yeah, shouts out to Premier Battles for bringing some sort of structure and unity to a scene that had. I mean, there was a bunch of just leagues popping up and disappearing, and there was a lot of craziness. And they've thrown events, especially this year, really maintained a level of quality in events and promotion that allow for the scene to have some. I'm gonna say congruency, but I don't know if that's the word.
It sounds great though.
Sounds
it does.
I would say
they have the real congruency that they need to lay a foundation.
Yeah, I think they really they're so professional there, you know what I mean? And the way they run things from literally top down, from the graphics and the branding of things right down to the way they develop acts. They're really thinking about in a year's time, 2 years time, what are the names from now that they want to see up the top of the cards and shit, and they make the moves to make that happen, which is amazing for if you're a battler and you show promise. It's amazing because they're really gonna invest that time and effort into you. So yeah, I think it's a very fucking cool league, man. Really cool league.
So let's break it down. What are you gonna say? You gonna say something, Pat?
I was just gonna say, Crow, you're in the draft as well, aren't you?
I am indeed. Yeah, I'm really excited, man. I'm gonna be checking it out. Well, I think I'll probably be on the Spaces or wherever they're or Discord or wherever they're gonna be holding some kind of group chat and eating my dinner while I find out where the fuck I end up.
Let's go. Is there any team that you would like to be drafted by? Any team that you're sort of open?
I'm super open to it, to be honest, because I think all these different managers have different range of skills, and in the end, it kind of it really depends on what your teammates are and stuff as well as to rather than just what a name is, you know what I mean? There's some cool badges, there's some teams that have got the cooler badges, but I just want to be on a fire team, you know what I mean?
Super important what the badge is
100%.
Yeah, there's some great badges though, really good.
Mandrill is so cool. I love
Mandrill's super cool.
Oh man, is it?
Venom badge is nuts too.
That's Mandrill. You're Mandrill. We didn't even talk about this beforehand. Mandrill mobs the shit. Let's go.
Yeah,
that's a team that I decided randomly because I like the logo.
Yeah. In Division 2, that Riot Club badge is real cool as well with the spray paint cans and shit. Yeah. There's some sick. I mean, they really did. They really changed up a lot of the design. I think the only one that stayed the same was Pride. Kept the original badge, and all the rest of them have changed, updated. So I think it's just going to be fun, isn't it? Like to see how it affects how the tribalism affects, how
Yeah,
everyone moves and shit,
it's
Facts.
really, really cool. Like
Tribalism is fire.
the friends become enemies type,
Yeah, for real.
right?
For real.
I gotta go
So-
check on Buddy for a sec, but you guys, sorry, continue.
No worries.
But yeah, so I saw you trying to get yourself into the draft or something, Pat.
Yeah, still upset. I get it. I understand. I live a long ways away. It's a lot
But
of money.
first season they did do some international subs, didn't they? Because they had like Lou Cypher, and he came over and did a battle for one of the teams. So it's never completely out of the question, is it?
And no, never. Get me on a team. Put me in
Yeah.
as an international sub. I love UK battle rap so much.
Well, you were super well received when you came over here, man. So I know that we'll have you back over again for sure. You're even up for an award, aren't you? So
yeah, best international performance. So
exactly, you can't.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Fire. Toad, what's up?
You're back.
Hello, gentlemen.
Buddy, still good?
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
He's a good
Sure,
boy.
he'd be very happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good
Wherever
boy.
he is, obviously not beside you.
Honestly, not dying to make a guest appearance on the show. But so
We were just talking about how I'm going to be first pick draft.
facts. Let's go. Can we do
Oh,
international?
professional
What's the deal with that?
More like a sub, right? Like an international sub.
Right.
to the team.
Everybody should have one. I know that Lou Cypher did it last time.
I was saying, yeah.
That's what Bro's
Okay.
saying, yeah.
Cool. So then, do you know anything about? Because this is my bread and butter. This is the stuff I like.
Yeah.
The judging system. Let's talk about it. Do you know anything about the judging system?
Oh yeah,
Like, you
because
guys
this is
do,
well
right?
up your street, isn't it? So I really don't know. All I know is that there's definitely going to be time penalties. So if you go over the agreed time, there's going to be time penalties. I mean, I don't think it's going to be the exact same system that they used for the first season. I'm sure that they probably would have tried to take learns from, the way that, things have changed since then. And like, whoa, Cope's gone.
Hey.
Buddy is a big boy, and he's probably not aware of all the chords just yet.
But yeah, so I mean, I imagine that they would have taken some learns from how the season was run on KOTD, and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure they would have like hammered out some new ideas to factor into, but I really don't know about that. Like, they haven't revealed how that works yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think there's a number of like really cool and fun gray areas to explore. Obviously, the thing is all full of gray areas, but definitely in like sportsmanship, there's a lot of questions. The time limits thing is super important, obviously. And I liked how they had a visible timer back in the day.
Yes, they're going to do that again.
That's
they're
super
doing that
smart.
again.
I love that.
Yeah.
When they go into the red. And then, I mean, just in general, I think there's just so many different ways to approach judging battles. And
it's one of those ones where you could find people winning against people you wouldn't expect them to, because some battlers take longer to start cooking, you know what I mean, and when they get there then it's crazy, but they don't the pace to get there is slower than others. So if they're spitting 90-second rounds or something, and they might not get there, you know what I mean, or they'll have to adjust their style accordingly or what have you. So you could find some real upsets in the way that who wins things and stuff. So it's all to play for.
The format itself will eventually start to dictate the content, how things are being judged. If you want to win, this is how you need to execute.
Just like how you saw on the King of the Dot stuff, how suddenly it became like back-to-back layered punches became the flavor of the day, because that was how you got them points. You know what I mean? So yeah, it'd be really interesting.
Clean performances. The other thing too is that they noticed that people were having good battles but getting screwed because they had a stumble or a slip, and it's like everybody tightened up after the first few weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely exciting.
Months, weeks, whatever.
Man.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's really the biggest thing, is because what we're doing here is you're creating a system where people will advance based on criteria, and
Mhm.
whereas previously there had been it was all ambiguous. There had been no advancement, and there had been no criteria. So now you're laying down train tracks, and it's like, yo, where's this train going to go? Where do you want it to go?
Stop
And
talking about trains. Why are you doing this to Pat? Why are you doing
Where do
that?
I
This
want it
man,
to go?
don't ask this man where the train's gonna go, okay?
Where do you want that train to go? Obviously, nowhere near me.
Paving the pavement for the walking. Anyways,
Amazing.
I feel like it is really a large part of it, and maybe goes undervalued is the judging, because I think the number one thing too that we were thinking about when we were working on the KOTD stuff is that whatever system you have, whatever organization, however you are going to decide who advances, the most important thing is not even to uphold this idea of fairness. I could get fucking killed for this, but let's be real. I'm just going to keep it 100%. Just going to keep it 100%. It's the perception of fairness. It's the transparency and the open honesty, like the way that you can showcase what you're doing in a way that people have faith in it. And I think that's really the most important thing. No matter how you decide, people got to be like, well, this judge judged in a way that I don't agree with, but I've seen his previous judgments, and so it holds weight for me at some level. Or this organization, the way that they do things has been very fair consistently. So I don't know. That's what we tried. I don't know. Probably what we're going to say. I have a lot of loud detractors who would probably strenuously disagree with me. But I like to believe they're the what is it? They're a very vocal minority.
Yeah.
Because okay, toot my own horn a bit. We did 80 billion battles for KOTD season 1, and most of them went really, really well. We did 98% of them were like, well, thumbs up, good job. So
people always shout the loudest about the 2%, though, don't they? So
facts, 2%. We'll get you. So I'm excited for what Briggsy and the PB staff have set up. I know that they put a lot of effort into the last one. I was really excited to see the kind of criteria that they were judging by and what they were doing by. I'm looking forward to 2.0.
Yeah, I think the draft show that they're going to be doing in 15 minutes or whatever is going to be fucking hilarious, because they just did a pre-show before we started, and it was
did a pre-show before we started.
They did like 5 mins. They did like 5 mins, but they're all Larry as hell. Like in one room together, they're all like chanting and stuff already. So I think it's going to be quite a fun circus of a show.
I think so. What was it? Bobby, Koj, Briggs, and Stroh were all there, I think.
Yeah, and others. I think I don't think it was just them. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be very silly.
Awesome. Quite a show. The draft, how does it happen? What do we know about the draft and the order and how it's going to go down?
Yeah, so the way that they're doing it is like division, like the Division 1 managers pick first, and they literally go in order of where they finished in the first season. So first up is going to be Shoddy's team, then Briggsy, and then they'll just go back and forth. So that's what dictates whether or not you're in Division 1 or Division 2, like whether or not you just get picked by those first 5 managers. And then everyone who falls down below that line, they just in the pre-show they did a spinner or whatever to pick like what order the Division 2 guys will be picking in. And all I remember is that like Danny Jack's last. but so then it'll go through them, and then we'll see. But I think there's 87 battlers in the draft, and there's only 40 spots, so there's going to be 47 battlers who leave with no prize. So it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting.
Tears were cried, fears were denied.
Yeah.
It'll be cool though, because those battlers that don't make it onto the team, they can still battle on undisclosed events.
And the plug.
So
and can they be picked up as free agents? Is there some sort of like mid-season like
over me? doubt it.
Not sure. I mean, if I guess like maybe if like one battler like completely drops out because of some reason, then yeah, you could probably just like pull someone in or what have you. But I don't know. They haven't really discussed that. I think they're probably just hoping for the best on that one, but they'll work with it as they go. So
It's super interesting and exciting because it's also like it's not just this 2.0, new and improved, probably the third season of Battlerap in Battlerap history, but it's laying the groundwork. Like all the things that we learned from the mistakes that we make during these seasons are what will eventually come to be the gamification. So Organic calls it of like Battlerap, where we have people
100%.
making bets and taking bets and turning into
And
sport.
For sure. And the thing is as well, just like the opportunities for anyone who's like one of the newer guys who ends up in Division 1 has got some crazy battles that they can have, because it's going to be a lot of top guys up there. You know what I mean?
Wild.
And
Super
you're going to
wild.
find matchups that you just would never predict that you would have got that year or what have you. You know what I mean? So, and then anyone who's in Division 2 has the chance to really like make a name for themselves by like catching bodies. You know what I mean? So it's
Just
going to
providing
be
that
really
structure is like, right? If you're a rookie and you're just going to hit up whatever league, you don't know where that leads. But this is like, yo, you're in this division, you battle this guy, and then you get this many points, and then you
100%.
Like, that's huge.
And those win records really start to count then, you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. Really cool.
For those that don't know, on the North American side, the team format is based loosely on what the Premier League is like football wise over there,
So
correct?
Close. Yeah.
I almost messed up.
Soccer.
And so from what I have heard and read, is there a Division 2 team that'll end up getting bumped up, like the best? And is it the worst?
And the worst team of the first will get relegated. Yeah. So literally, like you're not just fighting to be the winner. You're also fighting for your life in the division, kind of thing. So, it adds that extra little element of like, we don't want to be bottom. Like, there's going to be people fighting at the bottom to not drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which keeps it interesting. If some team like really, really is like obviously going to win the whole thing, then the fight still continues for the other guys to like make sure that they ain't dropping.
Really,
it's so
really
cool
idea.
Yeah,
it's fucking
to
cool.
Also have that added bit in there. I think that's
100%.
Let's watch the draft. Boy, we're gonna obviously the draft is gonna be on really soon. So let's call it a fucking wrap for this episode.
Apart from you haven't talked about my battle yet, which you did say.
It's over. No, it's done. This is the end of the episode.
Motherfucker.
Before we go,
it got relegated.
Before we go, let's talk about Battle of the Week. Battle of the Week is back. If you haven't noticed, it's every week. Get on Reddit, you can vote. Get on Twitter, you can vote. I mean, I don't know if it means anything, but it's cool. And then you can say, "Hey, I won Battle of the Week." Oh,
nice!
I told you.
I can feel the views going up. I can actually feel them.
Cat videos on YouTube. We're gonna be fucking raking in the dough. And so a lot of battles this week. Definitely, there were a lot of nominees, and probably there were some that weren't nominated just because they haven't been uploaded or submitted to the subreddit, and that's an important part of being nominated. You got to have your battle on the subreddit. So let's just go through them quickly while I have you here. It's Mo Medicine D Eagle from No Coast this week. Swave 7 versus Zay dropped on Rare Breed Entertainment. Obviously, iBattle dropped Appa versus Louis Valentine. Is that number 2 or number 1 headband?
That was number 1, yeah.
It's the number 1 headband match. Clone versus Danny Myers from Wartown Battles dropped this week. Show Off versus Ishmula on Rare Breed. That's a really good battle. I don't know who BattleBot is going to choose this week, but that was definitely one of the best ones. K-Mac versus Finest from Word on the Streets. Word on the Streets is the African League. Definitely check them out. Like and subscribe. Jagged Josh versus Matt Tisdale on No Coast. Jagged Josh is from Chili Jones' League. I mean, he was talking to us about that.
Yes.
Shark Tank. That's a good battle. Apex versus A1, the title match from Beast Mode.
Highly contested title match.
Highly contested title match. Go watch that shit. Crow versus Terminal. So you know that both friends of the show. That's a really good fucking battle.
It was a great battle.
Just
and
saying, Crow, you being on the show doesn't actually increase your odds because I
know the battle bot
show.
has to, has to be on my side with it for this one. I do know.
No,
But
no. Don't do
it was a
that.
fire battle. I really think people should watch that because Terminal was great. I brought some of my best shit and took a judge decision as well on that one. So,
Boy.
really,
It was a
really
good
fun.
battle. Easily, I think that could have been my favorite of the week that I watched.
Fire.
I watched it this morning when it dropped. I was very excited for it. I'd seen it when it came out on the Patreon too, though. But
Nice.
Facts. Such a good battle. The cleanest battle this week, I think, too, or one of the cleanest. You guys
go.
very professional. Show up 3 rounds, dope shit every round. Like I really fucking. It felt like Terminal and then Crow and then Terminal and Crow. This is the order in which the battle happened.
Yeah. That's why it felt like that, bro. Because it was like
wild, man.
But it was
wild.
we both brought some of our best shit. So I think it's
Totally.
really good quality.
Yeah. I love Terminal style. I've been, big fan of his since his debut way back in the day. And Irish battle rap is real shit. What did he say? Oh, he said, "Haymakers made me. No wonder I scare crows."
Scare crow, like, fire. Yeah.
He had some crazy shit. So I guess we'll find out when BattleBot gets back online. He's going down for server maintenance.
Yeah.
So we won't actually find out on this episode, but we will find out soon.
We'll be on
BattleBot's down for server maintenance when really I just fought him.
Down for the count.
I don't trust that fucking robot.
He's fine. He's just gonna take a couple of tweaks and he'll be good as new. But really appreciate all of
robot should need this many tweaks.
Really appreciate you coming on the show, Crow. We're gonna,
no worries. Always have fun.
The Premier Draft shit. I don't know what battles and events are happening next weekend because Verse Tracker is still down. So please send an email to MC War.
Jeez.
Let's get this figured out. Right? The culture.
Please. It's such a central focus to this shit.
Facts. Verse Tracker is still down. It's garbage, and we hope that gets resolved amicably very soon.
So everyone should jump on the Premier Battles draft, which is going to be going live on the YouTube in about like 7 minutes or something.
It's going to be a shit show. It's going to be so much fun.
I can't wait to see people crying online, for not getting picked.
So much crying.
Join the Discord. It's open to fans of Battle Rap as well, so that you could be there for the after talk when everyone cries and complains.
Oh man, if you aren't, you're missing out.
And while you're in there, tell XQZ to shut up for me.
That's all for this week. Remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and join the Discord link in the sidebar. And then, we finish it off by saying, I personally would never ask you to like and subscribe. Well, it's not how I roll. But I've been noticing that the cool people are doing it. The cool people are liking and subscribing. I can't help that. But so, make your own decisions. Anyways, thanks for jumping on, and we'll see you next week, everybody.
Word. Peace.
And then we do this thing, and then we're gonna have outro music eventually. Exactly like that.